Hello and welcome back to the Self-Actualization in the Age of Crisis chapter analysis series. I'm your host, Ron Rivers, and in these series, I try and distill down the sections of self-actualization in the age of crisis for you in under 5 minutes. So in today's analysis, we're going to be reviewing chapter 1, section Elected Misrepresentation. So we can begin to explore this crisis from a question. Is the American system of representative democracy working as intended? The answer is both yes and no. No, it's not working as intended because we have massive economic inequality, the stratification of wealth to an extreme few, and essentially a stifling of any social mobility in the immediate present. More importantly, we're bound to institutions that have failed to evolve with the changing nature of time. Yes, it is working as intended because the US political technology of representative democracy is and always has been a tool to serve wealthy individuals. They are legal technologies specifically intended to serve certain groups by excluding others. Now, we're going to focus on the United States democracy, but I want to emphasize the US is one of many weak democracies in the world today. So let's dive into why this is a crisis. The technology of elected representatives, of representative democracy, is a slight evolution of monarchy. It is a technology that was really ideal in the time of its inception, in that information, communication, and transportation were all extremely slow compared to the immediate present. So having someone who could represent your interests in a far off, location was really the only preferable solution to this kind of experimental impulse of state democracy. In addition, when we consider the design of our federalist system, right, the three branches of government, the judicial, legislative, and executive, that is a system of governance that is intended to be slow by design. It's intended to create impasse. So the idea behind it was that it was really intended to stop an ill actor from kind of coming in and quickly usurping, dominant power. In reality, what we see it to be today is a means to really stifle the voice of the individual and collective majority within the governed area in favor of the few who control the levers of power. Let's give an example. The Senate was designed to specifically represent the interests of the wealthy elites, and that is and always has been the entire purpose of the Senate. Now, consider the process of government. We have the House of Representatives, which is supposed to be population-based, right, representing the people. So if we imagine the immediate present, let's say a bill goes through the House and it passes, but then it goes to the Senate. If the Senate refuses to consider that bill, it's lost into the void. And the people that it was intended to serve have no pathway forward. So the very structure of the House of Representatives and the Senate prioritizes the interest of the wealthy over that of the majority. That's a legal technology that's specifically designed to favor one group over another. I also want to emphasize that every single president, regardless of party, since 1974, has implemented policies that have transferred wealth from the lower and middle classes to the upper classes. So Republican or Democrat, it's all the same agenda. And since the repealing of Citizens United, which as a quick refresher, allows corporations to donate unlimited amounts of capital, and more importantly, allows them to do it anonymously, the spending on election campaigns in the United States has risen exponentially. Now, there's a lot of reasons that I do a more thorough analysis in the book of why this might be, but I also want to emphasize that even the most forward-thinking progressive individual cannot make change within these institutions because they are at their root. All of the advancements that we've made in democracy over the last 200 years have all been slight evolutions of its core principle, right? Which is this conservative government that prioritizes the interests of the wealthy over the majority. So in that sense, the existing political technology in the United States, and really any democracy in the world, is completely inadequate to transcend the crisis because it doesn't favor the rapid collective action. It favors impasse and slowness, and more importantly, it favors those in positions of power, many of whom are sponsored by the same industries furthering the crisis of extinction. So to summarize, the political systems available to us, which are intended to be our vehicles for transformation, resist change by design and are therefore inadequate to self-actualize in the age of crisis.